Next up, a game which both teams can't afford to lose. It's Dortmund against Ajax.
Hello there and welcome to the Insigno Endura Park here in Dortmund as the Kamani Cup or Kamani Legends Trophy goes well truly into its second round of group matches. Chris and myself, my Claret 94 and myself JB Claret Johnstad are in the commentary box again in Dortmund for another cathedral of football that we've visited now. We were at Anfield last night, we've flown over to Germany today, and here we are in one of the meccas of football. And that is their rival to the Kop. A few thousand Ajax fans have made the trip over as well as the two legendary sides take the field. Matthias Sammer and Johan Cruyff, the captains. That's the lineups. Two men on yellow cards as you can see. Sammer and Reddy Chow on yellow cards. Bergsmuller and Chaprazak could be a handful up front with a three of Helmat Sammer as well. As for Ajax, Johan Cruyff starts for the first time in the tournament. Jan Neeskens and Arnold Muir and Clarence Seedorf are there too. Clive and George join Cruyff in attack. So it's Dortmund in the yellow to get us away. And they'll attack the goal to our left to right to left, sorry. And Ajax, of course, in the Spanish red and white jerseys. They'll go from left to right. Chris, as I say, is alongside me tonight. And Chris, good game in prospect here. If Dortmund win, they're right back in the hunt. And both teams win, they're back in the hunt.
Yes, well, the group's kind of opened up a little bit with the Sao Paulo defeat to Liverpool last night. Obviously, Dortmund have to play Liverpool next, so you would think that this is a must-win for them. Whereas if Ajax can afford to lose this by a small margin and still have the opportunity to go through, because they have. They're one goal better off than Sao Paulo, so a one-goal defeat for them would mean that they'll go into the Sao Paulo match still with fate in their hands, obviously relying on Dortmund having an unfavourable result against Liverpool. The fate is still sort of in their hands, Ajax, regardless of what happens tonight. So there's less pressure on them and more on Dortmund, knowing that Dortmund have to go to Liverpool next.
Yes, in the ball early in, and I thought for a moment Ajax might get a hand on that. Two good attacks here on Shell tonight. Joke now for Dortmund. Dede. Good ball in. Chaprazat! What a start for Dortmund! We've been playing about 6 minutes and Chaprazat has just sent the Dortmund supporters into raptures. A superb header. And Chaprazat, the Swiss international, or the former Swiss international in real life, Dortmund pay with an made Ajax pay with a magnificent header and a really lovely quiet build-up and then a storming finish, Chris.
Great start from Dortmund. They know that the pressure is mainly on them, and they've started off well. Ajax obviously will be disappointed to have conceded, but they've got plenty of time to come back, and they know that it's not all doom and gloom even if they lose today, because obviously they have to play Sao Paulo next, who are their direct rivals essentially now in the group to try and finish in second place. Although they've got to try and get a result here at Dortmund. If they can come away with points, it really gives them a good chance of going through.
Indeed, but that's their fifth goal they've shipped in the competition. They shipped 4 in the first match against Liverpool. And here's Chaprazat again, and look at Bergsmuller in acres of space. Dortmund have got Ajax right where they want them. Bergsmuller, and what a good recovery tackle that was, because if Bergsmuller had just had a bit more wit about him, Dortmund could have gone 2 up, and really Ajax would have found it tough. Meanwhile, at the other end, there's an offside flag up and a free kick to Borussia Dortmund.
Well, how the group could have swung in a matter of moments.
Yeah, Bergsmuller has just kept his head there, Chris. That could have been number 2. Here's Bergsmuller to find his strike partner, Chaprazat. As you can hear in the background is my co-commentator having a swig of drink. There's Neeskens. Did the ball. Now Kluivert. Giving away once again. Now Chaprazat. Ready Chow. Chaprazat. Steway with the goal kick. Beaten by that header by Chaprazat. It has won the ball, but it's been given close to Seedorf. Now Naiskins. Devor. The ball in there towards Muren. Headed away. Now Bergsmuller to Schmidt. Ready Chow. Chaprazat. Now Stefan Reuter. Good tackle there. Good strong tackle there by Eka Davids. It is a throw to Dortmund. Reuter to take again. Chaprazat to Bergsmuller. Lovely flick. Muren though for Ajax. Winning the ball back. Quarter of an hour gone. Still a long way to go in this game yet. Dortmund leading by a goal to nil after 6 minutes from Stefan Chaprazat. Here's Muren. Blend going in. And almost an own goal off the defender. And that could have been disaster there for Dortmund. But there's still Ajax four forward inside the penalty area. 5 if you include the number 12 there, and he was towards him in fact. And Dortmund can get it away. And look at that, everyone surrounding on Chaprazat and winning the ball well. De Boer. Ronald of course plays for Rangers in this tournament. Benidi George, who towards the back end of his career had a bit of a spell at Ipswich Town, you may remember. Muren. Chip in there once again. Muren will get a second chance. Del Muren. Good chip in there. Good header. Johan Naiskins with a header, but Tolkowski, the goalkeeper who played in the '66 World Cup final, with a comfortable save. Now Bergsmuller. Dede, good tackle for Benidi George. Well in. Lovely flick to Seedorf. It's Kluivert who made the flick, and here he's on the ball now to Muren. Blend. Some lovely football here from Ajax, but no penetration as yet. And they might get a chance here with George. He's lost it now, and Dede is away on the far side, and he's well found too. Bergsmuller waiting in the centre. Chaprazat's trying to get there. Bergsmuller! Lovely counter-attacking football again by Borussia Dortmund, Chris, and Bergsmuller almost making it two.
Very nearly. I think Dede found himself in the position because he was lying on the ground in a bit of agony a moment ago, but by the time he got back up, he was in prime position to receive the ball. So a bit fortuitous with that attack, Dortmund, but good effort nonetheless.
He's playing now for Ajax, who have made a lot of the running since the goal from Chaprazat. As I say, no penetration in whatsoever as yet. And here's Dortmund now with that man, Chaprazat. Now Schmidt takes over. Jork. Dede playing it in. Oh, and it's done, but no, it's not. It's wide. Thought it was number 2 then. I was turning away thinking that the ball had gone in. Lovely cross again from Dede, and I think it was Chaprazat who tried to volley it goalwards.
Tell you what, he couldn't get any closer, could he?
And the goalkeeper was furious about it all. Right, it's out. George. Chipped in there once more. Chaprazat. And again, Tolkowski there, 6. That could be problems. Muren! Oh, what a let off for the goalkeeper, Chris.
Well, may not necessarily be his fault that he slipped. Sometimes it's down to the pitch, but Ajax nearly getting a very lucky break, but Goalkeeper getting a little bit of good karma. Unfortunate that he slipped, fortunate that he missed the target.
And in the end, no damage done to the Dortmund defence.
Pretty sure the Dortmund groundsman was breathing a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, it doesn't look the best picture on first glance, Chris, I have to say. It looks a little bit patchy in places.
Yeah, the centre circle in particular looks quite suspect.
It does not conducive to good football, I have to say. We've seen better pitches in this tournament. Up until now, here's Dortmund, or rather, Kluivert, sorry, on the attack. Seedorf to Davids. Now de Boer. Now Johan Neeskens. Good skills by him. Kluivert. Blend. Well, they're getting closer, Ajax. No doubt about that. Danny Blend then with the right foot rasper. But as I say, Chris, just wide of the target. And a lovely build-up from Kluivert as well. Lovely backflick.
It was wonderful build-up play. Total football from Ajax. I've got to coin that phrase in somewhere. But was curling in, just not quite quick enough. Very close from Ajax. They're building up ahead of steam, Ajax. And Dortmund need to be careful.
Yes, you would say at this point that Ajax are definitely in the ascendancy here. Although Dortmund are winning 1-0, don't let the scoreline deceive you, because Ajax have been probably the better side in the opening 30.5 minutes that we've been playing. Remember, and there's an opportunity there for Dortmund, but it's been hushed out.
I think it might have been Bergsmuller with the header there.
Bergsmuller, I couldn't think of the name then for a second or two.
It's the hair that gives it away for me. You just look at that hair.
Well, in my case, it's old age now for me. I'm getting an old man these days. Ready Chow to take the corner though. It is a corner, it did deflect. In towards the 6-yard box, the goalkeeper getting a good fist on it. Reuter then back in, and then the shot the world's obviously over the top. And Ajax can breathe another huge sigh of relief there.
Tell you what, it's a good thing Dortmund have that cage up behind, otherwise somebody would have had to be dodging in the crowd.
It's a good job we ain't got a small ground here in Dortmund, because that would have been going into Dortmund city centre by now. As Finidi George now comes forward for Ajax. Davids. Again, nice total football from Ajax and Finidi George. Sweet skills by him. It's again just the lacking in penetration here. The final balls from Ajax. Good idea to get it to Finidi George. That's a good play. Kluivert couldn't get it out of on his feet. Neeskens, he couldn't get it out of his feet either. Another chance goes begging now. Bergsmuller, and Chaprazat is in acres of space, and if he keeps his head and gets away from the defenders, he could score, but the goalkeeper has kept Ajax in it. And Dortmund really have caught Ajax now 2 or 3 times on the counter-attack, Chris, but just haven't finished Ajax off.
No, not quite. And Cruyff, hello.
As Cruyff tries at the other end, and volleyed over by Neeskens. 2 chances in the space of about 30 odd seconds, Chris, and this was the latest one.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Cruyff. I was just sitting there going, come on, you've got to hit that. I think he couldn't have hit that any worse. It's scuffed over the bar by Neeskens. But yeah, Dortmund have had a couple of chances to, this could be 3-0, but between not pulling the trigger early enough and the goalkeeper, Ajax find themselves still in it with a shout.
Indeed, and with less than 10 minutes to go to the break, still very much even despite the 1-0 scoreline. Goal in the 6th minute from Chaprazat. Sammer. Bergsmuller. Dede. With his space on the left hand side, and the ball in towards Chaprazat, but the goalkeeper put it off his line. Stewie, and he did really well. Now for Finidi George. Arnold Muren, ex-Manchester United and Ipswich, of course. Finidi George. Danny Blend. Oh, that's a poor ball by him. And it's a throw to Dortmund. 5 minutes to go to half time. Dama to Zorc. Very Chow to Chaprizet. Schmidt. Very Chow to Bergsmuller. Bergsmuller's ball in, and Chaprizet trying another audacious high volley. But he fell flat on his face this time. Kluivert winning it now, and Seedorf fucking it forward. Vinny George now, can he create something? Because Kluivert plays that in towards Jan Neeskins. The ball winning that one quite well. They showed too much of that to Smith, and now Dortmund on the break. Smith again. Chaprizet, good tackle from Davids, did really well I felt. Took the ball rather cleanly. We're now into the last minute of the first half, and it's Ajax now looking for this equaliser. A defeat for them would not be the end of the world, as Chris said. 1 at a minute now. Can Ajax force something here? They've got a corner, and their last chance saloon before half time. Can they nick a goal? They deserve one on the balance of play. Can Frank de Boer put in a good corner? Left footed into the area, and just over the top. Oh, what an opportunity, and I think it might have been Vinny George, in fact.
Yeah, that would have been an opportune time to score, but only 1 goal behind. As you said, it's not the end of the world with the group situation, but they'll still want to get something from this game.
And at the other end, we've got Chaprizet. He's against about 4 Ajax defenders, and I don't think he was ever going to shake them all off. And there is the half-time whistle. And Dortmund just shading it by a 1-0, but really in reality there's nothing really much in it between these two sides. It's a very close encounter, a very excitable encounter. That goal in the 7th minute from Chaprizet is the difference. But if Ajax had took their chances, then it could have been level, but it's too close to call even at this stage at half time. 1-0 is the score. I'm going to take a break for a couple of seconds and bring Chris in for his half-time assessment.
Well, the situation is fairly simple, really, for Dortmund. Obviously, they need to win to keep any hopes of getting through. I mean, a draw for both teams sort of keeps them in it, obviously, because Sao Paulo are still on 3 points. That would probably benefit Ajax more than Dortmund. So both teams still a lot to play for. Ajax have surprisingly had more. Well, they, ignoring the shots, they've had the ball a bit more. I think they've been in the final third a lot more. The problem they've had is that, well, the shots on target, zilch. Whereas Dortmund have 2, and 1 of them went in. So it's quite simple for Ajax. They've got to get the ball in the box a bit more. I think they're overplaying a bit, which they were a little bit guilty of against Liverpool. They've just got to keep it simple, get the ball in the box when they can, and take their chances, and they should be okay. Dortmund, they've just got to keep doing what they're doing. Hitting them on the counter is working. You know, they're gonna get chances. They score a couple more. You know, that puts pressure on Ajax, obviously, because their goal difference will get worse, which obviously benefits Dortmund simply because the goal difference, it is going to come down to goal difference, I do believe, come the final match day of the groups. So it's important for Dortmund to score as many as they can. They'll need more, I'm sure of it, and second half I'm sure we'll see both teams going hell for leather to try and get a result.
The teams are ready now to come out for the second half. And away we go. And I think we've got a substitution at half time. I'm not sure, have we, Chris?
Not from what I'm hearing. It's, as far as we're aware, it's still the same.
Sorry. Oh, just for a moment I thought Robert was going to pull the trigger. That's why I interrupted you, Chris, as you were saying.
Yeah, I think it's still the same from kickoff. It's no changes made as of yet. I'm sure there will be changes afoot soon, because this is a massively important game. This one for both teams. They both ideally need a win.
Well, they do. And now what's happened here? Is it a goal kick or a free kick? It's a free kick and a yellow card for the Ajax player. I'm not sure who it is, but
I think it's Davids.
Take the Davids. I couldn't tell from that angle we were looking at. There was a foul on Chaprazat by Davids.
He's wearing contact lenses today, people. He's not wearing his trademark goggles.
No, here's Reuter with a 3 kick. Away comes Danny Blind. Of course, father of Daly, who played for Manchester United for a couple of years. I think he still plays for them now, actually. Here's Clive to Blind. Now for Needy George. Playing it along the ground, but knocked away. And Bergsmuller did really well, I felt there. Kept the ball in play and kept the move going. Reddy Chow always giving it away. 5 minutes gone in the second half. It's still very closely fought here, this game, between Dortmund and Ajax. Dortmund still winning it by a goal to 0. Bergsmuller. Anderson. Davids. De Boer. Neeskens now, a little bit of magic needed from him and Johan Cruyff, of course. They haven't really turned it on when they needed to. It's been a bit of disappointment actually from the game's point of view than anything else. But Needy George has tried. He's lost out this time. Bergsmuller and Chaprazat in acres of space, but inexplicably let the ball go.
I think he thought he was offside, but the linesman kept his flag down.
Well, that's certainly all time. Well, the ball's out of play on the far side. Bring it away. And it's up towards Bergsmuller. And the ball played out for Kluivert. Now Smith. Robin Neeskens, sorry. Foul by Chaprazat, 3 kick. Reddy Chow is replaced by Thomas Rosicky. And that's in towards the area from Ajax, the 3 kick. But here's Bergsmuller. And Chaprazat could get through if he gets there first. Chaprazat gets his shot away first time, but it's a team effort. He was put off a bit by the defender, who did really well, so credit to the Ajax defender. Now De Boer. Ajax still need to score to give themselves a shot in the arm. As we said, it's not over for them if they lose. Because Dortmund have still got to play Liverpool, whether it's here or at Anfield. Remains to be seen. Here's Bergsmuller. Ball back across and the goalkeeper did just enough. Now George. Now we got 1-0 still. That goal in the 7th minute from Stefan Chaprazat. The real difference between the two sides. I know in every other department it's been almost level pegged. And 2 substitutions now, Harry Hahn and Kaiser to replace the ineffective Arnold Muren and Patrick Kluivert. So a bit of fresh legs there could well be the difference. And Harry Hahn, Chris, has got a hell of a shot at him, as we saw in the 1978 World Cup finals.
Didn't we just?
But wait a moment, yeah, scored another super shot and another super save from Tolkowski.
Well, you were mentioning long-range drives, and Clarence Seedorf has a go. He wants,
Seedorf
wants to have a go at that goal of the season competition.
Yes, they all want to have a go at it this year in this inaugural tournament. Tolkowski, the 1966 German World Cup goalkeeper, with a cracking save.
Wonderful save. That was really travelling that. He did well to get across his goal quick enough.
The ball with a corner. Tolkowski again with a good punch. Now Bergsmuller. And Rosicky through in the middle. Now if he keeps his head, he's got Chaprazat to his right. Smith is forward. This is Smith. Good tackle. Excellent tackle. The Dortmund fans wanted a foul, but I have to say the Ajax players, the Ajax defenders did really well here, and what a last-ditch tackle this was.
Excellent defending. literally we had a 3-on-1 situation there, and Ajax managed to track back all the way and just about get away with it, although they've got a corner to defend.
Yes, 2-4-5 in the penalty area for Dortmund, and the ball is knocked away by the goalkeeper. Just a word about Ariane. The long-range goals he scored in that 78 World Cup were against West Germany in a 2-2 draw, and Italy in a 2-1 win, which actually virtually took them into the final, where they lost to Argentina.
They were virtually 40-yard screamers, weren't they? Literally all of 40 yards.
They were, and it was from a quick free kick where he caught Dino Zopp out in the in that virtual semi-final, of course. Here's Neeskins though. Ariane, a little bit closer this time to the goal, but the shot was in, and a little deflection of Jürgen Köhler taking into the path with Tolkowski, who picked the ball up, no trouble at all. 25 to go. Ajax needs some magic from somewhere. And they've got some of the better players on the field now to try and rescue this situation. They've got a free kick which Jürgen Köhler will take. Long ball in towards Chaprazat. It's knocked away again. Now Kaiser. Cruyff. They need a Cruyff turn, and something very special from Johan Cruyff. They might get it, but Tolkowski holds on. Good effort from Johan Cruyff. Not seen much of him really as an attacking force, but the first time we've seen what he can actually do, and he forced a very good save from Tolkowski.
He's looking for the first clean sheet of the tournament by the looks of it.
Yeah, and Suarez has come on for Cruyff, so Cruyff has come on, and Tolkowski again going for the fist. Well, this is probably going to be the lowest scoring game in the tournament so far, if it stays the same. But at least we've had a goal in every other game. We've not had a goalless draw yet. Chaprazat. And Bergsmoor in space, but he's outnumbered 3-1 here. And it's showed in the final analysis. But they do get a throw, Dortmund. They need to take. Rotitsky playing that in. Chaprazat's header! Well, he's had a hat-trick of chances since the goal, and he's failed to take any of them.
He's done well to get ahead of the defender, but missed the target.
Yes, it's all about hitting the target in this game, of course. And still it remains 1-0. 21 minutes, 19 minutes I should say left. Anderson. Blinn. George. Kaiser, good move this from Ajax. Kaiser's ball in. Harry Hahn! Well, he usually used to make a reputation from scoring from long range. He's put one in from short range. Harry Hahn has made it 1-1. And Dortmund are in complete disarray. And to be quite honest with you, Chris, it's no more than what Ajax deserved. Harry Hahn, the scorer. 1-1 it is.
Well, this blows the group wide open again. Sao Paulo fans will be cheering after that goal. Keeps Sao Paulo in second place, but more importantly, it means that Dortmund, well, they will need to beat Liverpool to get through. As things stand, of course, there's still plenty of time left. I'm sure there will be more drama.
Kilbasa comes on for Bergsmoor. But what a moment that could be, not just in this game, but in the entire group stage. And as Chris quite rightly says, it blows this group well and truly wide open.
Well, at least for second place anyway. As things stand,
Indeed.
Liverpool are through mathematically.
Yes, there will be a good result for Liverpool, and I think every Liverpool fan in the world will be cheering that. But here come Ajax, they'll be cheering themselves, looking for a second goal, and Swartz almost in there. My word, what a finish this is going to be. Chaprazat, his missed chances has come back to haunt him there, but Kalbassa's in! Oh, what a chance there! And he's completely and utterly, Chris, fluffed these lines. The substitute could have rewritten the script here if he'd have hit the target.
But he didn't, so he might as well have not shot.
It was a poor finish in the end, as Chris probably quite clearly and concisely put it, in his own inevitable way. Here's Swart now for Ajax, and still could well be a winning goal within this next quarter of an hour. Whoever gets it now, they'll be in cloud 9, and for the others, well, who knows. Kolbasa now, the pressure's on Dortmund, they've conceded, but Reuter now going forward, and that's a poor ball from Reuter. No way was it going to reach Chaprazak with that sort of ball. Well, this is going to be the longest 13 minutes for both clubs in this tournament anyway, as that ball's knocked in. Dene! Another chance goes begging.
Well, this one's a tougher one to take, because Dede's, well, he's trying to run backwards to get it. He's always underneath the ball, so it's going to be very difficult to head the ball down in that situation. So it's a tough chance to take. If he'd had scored from there with a header, it would have been remarkable, but unlucky nonetheless.
Yes, it was a tad unfortunate, and here's Davies now playing it in towards Swart. Kaiser winning that one, now De Boer. Who's going to have the bravery to score a possible winning goal? Tolkowski getting in there. I'll tell you what, Swart was diving into. Another day he could have got there. George. Swart again. Is there going to be a winning goal here in Dortmund? 10 minutes to find out whether or not there will be a goal. I'll tell you what, who gets it, they'll be on cloud 9. Naiskins. Now Kaiser, now Chaprazak rather gets it forward. Smith is forward. This needs to be forward now. They've got to obviously stay with the offside. Reuter's done just that. Tries to lift the ball in there. And he's kept possession well. Reuter's ball in towards Deddy at the back post, but he couldn't grow enough. He wasn't the tallest of players, which made it a bit difficult for him to even try and get towards the ball, let alone win the header. We're inside the last 7 minutes. And it's one apiece. But wait, here's George. Free in the middle, and Tolkowski just gets there first. And it looks as if Ajax are finishing the stronger by the looks of it. Here's Naiskins. Dortmund to me look a tired side. Seedorf, who can hit him. Karl Seedorf running to traffic. Now Chaprazak. And now this is really... Oh, the flag is stayed down. Kolbasa is in! Kolbasa is in! Another chance goes awry.
Just ridiculous. He's had 2 bites of the cherry, and he's missed both posts by a whisker.
Well, Rollins is on for Reuter. Well, let me ask you, Chris, with 4 minutes left, who's going to be your man in the match? So many to choose from.
I'm going to go for Dortmund's keeper Tolkowski. I thought he's been fantastic. He's made some good saves, plucked out crosses like no man's business. He's been terrific.
Right there.
He's been very good at reading where the ball's going to go, and he knows exactly what he's doing. So, yeah, I think he's performed remarkably well. Unlucky not to get a clean sheet.
Well, he might have some work to do yet in his remaining few seconds. So Tolkowski, the man in the match, and it's the first time we've had a goalkeeper selected as man in the match in this tournament. But now, is it going to end a goal apiece, or are we going to see a late twist? And if we're going to see a late twist, it's going to have to be now or never. But it's been a really open game. Neither team has tried to cancel each other out. 3 added minutes, and we'll find out whether it's going to end 1 apiece or 2-1 either way. What a game it has been. I think you would say, if you were a betting man, that it was going to finish a goal apiece. There's little or nothing left in the tank for both teams. Here's Arn, who's saved Ajax's skin virtually with that equalising goal. And what a crucial goal it could be. We're into the third minute of time added on. Here's Harry Hahn. Kaiser is the one last attack. It's going to be a free kick, mind you. Foul on Chaprazad, who's holding his knee. Now the referee will be giving Seedorf for ticking off. And Chaprazad is in some discomfort. Your verdict, Chris, on that?
Well, it is a foul. I'm surprised it's not a yellow card. Bit of a high knee on that slide tackle, but not much time left, so Dortmund shouldn't be too worried about being a man down. It's whether how long he's injured for. That's the case.
And there goes the final whistle. That was the last act virtually of the game. So a point, not really a disaster for either side, because they're still on the coattails of Sao Paulo, who will be the most relief supporters. As for Liverpool, that now will see them through to the knockout rounds. But a good game of football. Both teams went for the win, but in the end the draw was probably about right. They both had the similar amount of chances, they had similar amount of attacks, and similarly missed golden opportunities when they should have took them. But Chris, your views on the game as a whole, was a draw about right? I would say so.
Yeah, I think a draw's fair for both teams. They both didn't quite have that clinical edge to them. This is a perfect example. It was just one of those nights where the goals just seemed that little bit smaller for both sets of strikers. They both got a goal each. Tilkowski was in fantastic form, which obviously why I gave him the man of the match. But yeah, I think it was. There's been some fantastic skills on display, but there's a lot of missed shots that have just missed the target completely in this game. So on the whole, I think a draw's fair. It keeps the group interesting, obviously, because it means the race for second place in this group goes to the final game. Obviously, Dortmund will have to deal with facing Liverpool, which will probably be the hardest test for them in this tournament. If they're going to get through, if they're going to book their place in the next round, they will have to earn it by defeating Liverpool, who are now through. Whereas, obviously, Ajax now have Sao Paulo to play, which that match will effectively be a knockout match, provided, obviously, that Liverpool do something against Dortmund. Obviously, Dortmund need to win that match, because if there's a winner between Sao Paulo and Ajax, then the winner of that match will go through. But on the whole, the game was a good contest. It wasn't exactly, it may have only had 2 goals in it, but in terms of excitement, it had plenty. And I think Ajax will probably be the slightly happier of the two teams, considering they were 1-0 down early on. I think they'll be the slightly happier of the two sides with this result.
Yes, and I have to say that Harry Hahn here, he came on as a substitute, and we were talking about his reputation for long-range scoring, Chris, but he came up with a big goal here from about just the 8 yards out this time.
Sometimes it doesn't have to be a 40-yard screamer. Caught Tilkowski a bit on the blind side there, so he'd had a terrific game up until then, and sometimes you just don't get the view you need. But this guy, Kelbasa, had 2 really good opportunities to wrap it up for Dortmund, and
he did.
It just didn't work out for them. So yeah, Dortmund will be very disappointed, but it's still in their hands. Ultimately they're not exactly in the driving seat, obviously, because Sao Paulo's destiny is back in their hands. They'll be very happy with this result, and it will literally be a case of teams looking for favours to get through now. That's the drama of football, I suppose. This group has certainly got some excitement going into the final game of the group stages, and the heavens have opened. Look, just as we finish.
Yes. Just as we finish. Thank you very much indeed, Chris, for the comments and the weather report there. So there we are. There's the final statistics in the end. 1-1. Tilkowski was our man in the match, although the tournament organisers have given it Chaprazat for one reason only, the goal scored. But the goalkeeper had a marvellous game, and I think we were right to choose that as man in the match. But the big news to come from this game tonight, in the two game and the game before that preceded it, that Liverpool now mathematically are now safely through to the quarter-finals. So that's well done to Liverpool. They'll have been rejoicing Harry Hahn's goal just as much as the Ajax fans did, because that has kept them in the tournament. And I tell you what, the last group games, which you'll see next up with us in about a week's time, will be really really pivotal to who goes through and who goes home, because Dortmund have got to play Liverpool. Will Liverpool make changes? We don't know. We'll find out on the night. And then that possible winner takes all battle between Ajax and Sao Paulo. So 2 games not to be missed in a week or two's time. But we'll be back with more action from the Group B tomorrow night. One of the games from that. Until then, from Chris and myself in a very, very rainy Dortmund where the herons have well and truly opened, it's goodbye for now. Goodbye.